So a white woman defends her child from being bullied in a park, is recorded by a man who was arrested for what? And y'all are outraged at the mom for using a word? A word. Y'all are doxing and threatening a woman because she used a word to the point where she needs to ask for help to relocate her family? And this is the world we live in? A mom defending a word hurts y'all so much. A word that y'all use every day. A word you use in music every day hurts you so much that you decide, a mom defending herself. And then the person that recorded it, where's the parents at to the child? Have they came out? Have they told us why their child was in the park by himself? No. Y'all won't hold that person accountable. Y'all just want the kids to run around and tear shit up. This is what I'm talking about. And I'm glad that white folks see this bullshit and are helping this lady. Let's get at them.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do not live in a serious world. And the reason why I say that is because up in Minnesota, they just had an entire town hall about Shiloh Hendrix. Now, to put things into perspective for you, you got to understand, Shiloh does not live in a nice area where nothing bad happens. Shiloh doesn't live in like a small little town where her saying the N-word is the biggest news in years. No. Shiloh lives in an area where there is a lot of problems. There's immigrants machete fighting at the bus stop. There's Somalian child predator gangs roaming around the city and apparently hanging out at the park videotaping little kids. Around the same time that Shiloh dropped the N-bomb, there was a huge gang shooting around that area that left 4 or 5 people dead, others injured, even young kids were killed. But that hardly made the news. You didn't really see much mention about that. And there's not a town hall about any of these crazy violent crimes going on in the city. No, the violent crimes are brushed under the rug. People who are accused of doing horrible things with kids, they're kind of given a free pass and they're let loose, like the man that was rolling the camera that day when Shiloh said the favorite word of the black community. Now, everyone and their mama showed up to this town hall. And I'm not talking about like the people who live in the town. I'm talking about like the mayor. You got city council members. You got the NAACP. They were treating this very seriously. The mayor didn't even speak out about the gang shooting that happened recently. She didn't say a word, but she's there for the Shiloh Hendrix town hall meeting. They even had the audacity to bring up the cameraman, the one that's accused of like picking up the underage girl that ran away from a foster home. They brought him on stage to speak as if he's some sort of hero. That's what they're trying to make him out to be. And he was literally crying on stage while talking about the Shiloh Hendrix situation. Crying on stage, trying to get sympathy, trying to play victim because he's trying to cash in on all of this as well. But you want to know who wasn't there? And this is where things start getting weird, folks. Because everyone expected that the family and the 5-year-old autistic child, they expected them to be there. But now, guess what? They didn't show up. Once again, they could not produce this family or the 5-year-old autistic child. Once again. Now, this is 3 different situations now that are really shady. Of course, at first, the NAACP, they made this GoFundMe for the family. They raised over $300,000. And then after they got called out for using fake pictures, They took the GoFundMe down, claiming that the family told them to take it down, right? So that was weird right off the bat. They couldn't find any real photos of this family, so they raised a bunch of money for a fake kid using a fake picture that they found on Google. So that was already really weird. And then, of course, they scheduled a Shiloh Hendrix protest. And last minute, the protest was called off because the family and this 5-year-old child, they're nowhere to be found. Now, once again, they have this whole town hall, folks. They have an entire town hall meeting about Shiloh and about this family and about this 5-year-old autistic child that doesn't exist. They have this whole town hall meeting. Everyone's expecting, okay, well, they didn't show up for the protest. Maybe they didn't want to be involved in all of the drama and stuff. Surely they're going to speak out at the town hall. Finally, we'll be able to hear what they have to say about the situation. And you got to understand, there's a lot of people that simply want to show love to this family. There's a lot of people that want to parade this family around and use them as like evidence that racism still exists. See, white people are bad. Look at this poor family and this poor kid, right? So you got all of these people on that side of the aisle. They desperately want this family to come forward so they could all play victim and they could parade them around. But once again, town hall comes. The mayor is there. City council is there. The NAACP is there in full force. They even brought the Somalian camera guy out to cry on stage, but they cannot produce this family. Once again, a whole event that is dedicated to this family and this 5-year-old autistic child. Yet once again, nowhere to be found. And the longer this stretches out, the more and more I think that this family and this child doesn't even exist. Now, I'm not saying that Shiloh didn't call some kid the N-word. I just feel like the kid was much older. And I feel like, hell, the kid might not even have parents. Maybe it was a foster kid. Maybe it's some kid that is just passed around by the Somalian child gangs. I don't know what's going on. But there's something shady, because they would have produced this family by now. So I really would like to get to the bottom of what's going on here. What are they hiding? Because you see, they want to have their cake and eat it too. They want to demonize Shiloh. They want to have their little town halls about Shiloh, but they cannot produce the other half of the story. And I feel like if you're going to go so far as to have town halls, when in reality, the town hall, what y'all are trying to do is you're trying to whip up hatred. You're trying to whip people into a frenzy so they go protest and riot outside of Shiloh's house. That's what they're really doing, folks. It's the modern day lynch mob. They're getting their pitchforks and their torches ready. It's the modern day lynch mob, and it's not being, rallied up by a bunch of fringe lunatics. No, it's the mayor. It's city council members really trying to enrage people and get them to take to the streets and take action against Shiloh. But my thing is, if you're going to put all of this energy behind that, at the very least, you have to produce this family and this 5-year-old. You can't just wage this hate campaign against Shiloh without producing the other half of the story. But I got some footage from this town hall. They talked about it on the local news, and I'm going to play that footage for you guys really quickly. But first, if you support this channel, if you enjoy the videos, if you just appreciate someone speaking the truth, consider supporting the channel in many ways. You can support the channel for free by liking the video, subscribing, sharing this video on social media. It's very important. The crazy people who want Shiloh dead, they're sharing all of the crazy videos. We need videos of people speaking common sense being shared out there. So share the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you are subbed, go and ring the notification bell. go put notifications on for this channel so you could be notified of when I upload, because YouTube does not like to send out notifications for my uploads because they hate what I say here. But if you want to take your support one step further, because like I said, I don't get shown much love by this platform, you can show love via donation, via Cash App, or Super Thanks. Always greatly appreciated. I mean greatly appreciated. And I appreciate everyone who's donated so far. But with that being said, let's go ahead and roll this town hall meeting, and then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
Is in the national spotlight after a video of a woman using a racial slur against a 5-year-old boy at a Rochester playground went viral. Tonight, Rochester leaders vowed to get justice for that boy. The NAACP hosted a town hall and demanded action be taken. Jennifer Hoff has more on what happens next in this case. Jennifer?
Julie, besides this town hall, the mayor pointing to new initiatives the city has implemented recently, because this isn't isolated and is one of several high-profile incidents in just the last year.
First and foremost, I want to thank the NAACP for putting on this event.
A community gathered.
I'll be moderating.
Not because they wanted to, rather they said they had to.
It's not okay here. We're not going to tolerate it here.
Rochester Mayor Kim Norton and other leaders condemning a now viral video.
It is my own business. You call him
showing a man confronting a woman for calling a boy a racial slur.
Okay. All right, that's what you say.
Shiloh Hendrix accusing the 5-year-old of stealing from her toddler's diaper bag at a park, repeating the word several times and gesturing. The group demanding she's held accountable.
At this time, we're strongly recommending that the city attorney and or the county attorney explore every law on the books that can hold this woman accountable for what she did.
Rochester police say it's completed an investigation, although it's unclear what they found, asking the community for patience at a time when there have been several recent racist incidents, from slurs spray painted on a lawmaker's home and spelled out in a fence near a school.
America has a past that we need to educate ourselves on, okay? And it doesn't take very much to learn that, yeah, if it's not my child, it'll be your child.
Hendrix has also since launched a fundraiser, further frustrating the people here.
We will not let a 5-year-old suffer while grown women profits from hate.
The boy's family also spoke out for the first time in a statement. They were not there in person, writing in part, quote, "We are doing everything we can to shield our child from further trauma." We also know the city attorney's office is now reviewing those findings from the police department and will consider whether to file any charges, but did not give a timeline on when that decision might be made. Julie, so certainly some questions here yet tonight.
Yeah, and you feel for the family of that little boy. I mean, the whole country is really talking about this video and that story, so.
For everybody involved, really, and not just this country. They said at the town hall today that this has went worldwide, so it's getting a lot of attention.
All right, thank you, Jennifer.
You see, folks, this is what I was trying to explain in past videos, and I'm really glad this town hall happened, because it really shines a spotlight on the stuff that I was saying a couple of videos back. You see, there is an energy here, right? There is a desire to rally around this 5-year-old and his family. From raising over $300,000 on GoFundMe, to scheduling protests, to having town hall meetings. These people desperately want to rally around this 5-year-old and this family. They want this 5-year-old and this family to be like the poster child, to be the faces of their anti-white movement that they've been having going on for years. But they simply cannot get these people to come forward. And I don't think it's because, oh, they're refusing, they want to remain anonymous. Nah, I don't believe that nonsense at all. Because there is an incentive here for them to come forward. Will some people say some mean things online? Sure. I don't think they care about that. Because if they came forward, not only would hundreds of thousands of dollars be raised for them, but they will be treated like heroes, like celebrities, okay? So the energy is there. The desire is there. These people are trying everything they can. When you're having town hall meetings over someone saying the N-word at a park, a word that is thrown around the park all day long, that's how you know these people are desperate, but they just can't. They just can't come up with this kid and these parents. So I really don't think they exist. There's something really, really shady here. And at this point, I mean, if you're in denial, like, you have to be in denial if at this point you still believe that we've been given the 100% facts about this story. We definitely haven't been. And I want people to understand, this is not me saying that Shiloh didn't call anyone the N-word at the park. I think we know she did. I'm just saying there's something shady here going on. For one, I think they know that the kid isn't 5. They know the kid isn't autistic. And maybe they can't even track down the parents. Maybe they can't even track down the kid. Hell, a kid running around the park by themselves, unsupervised, stealing from people, there's no telling where this kid is now. For all we know, he's locked in someone's basement until they let him out to steal again. There's something shady here. And part of my, how can I put this? I'm actually somewhat concerned for this kid in question. I'm not concerned because, oh my God, I feel so bad you were called the N-word. I'm concerned because why are you at the park by yourself? Are you stealing because you're hungry? And why can they still not produce your family? And even if you're not going to bring the 5-year-old kid on stage that doesn't exist, you can bring an uncle, a grandfather, a family friend, the dad, the mom, nobody. And it really makes me wonder what's going on with that kid. Is that kid being used by immigrant gangs to go around and steal stuff? Is this kid like a runaway that really has no family and he's living off of snacks that he steals at the park? Is this kid part of like one of these Somalian little, I don't even know what to call it, one of these little Somalian child predator operations that they have going on? Like, I'm probably more concerned for the kid than any of the people rallying around the kid. The people who are rallying around the kid, they don't give a damn about the kid. They don't feel bad for the kid. They don't give a damn about the N-word. All they give a damn about is, oh my God, look, we can make white people look bad. Let's do it, yeah! That's all they care about. But if you really, really think about it, it's like, damn, what really is going on with this kid now? At this point, I'm really, really wondering. It's kind of scary when you think about it, especially when you know the heinous, crazy stuff that goes on in these communities, like these Somalian immigrant communities in places like Minnesota. But another point that I want to make here before I end the video is that by doing these town halls, by, bringing more and more attention to this situation, all of this is just backfiring on them. Because when word gets out there about this town hall, and word's going to get out there because you guys are going to share this video on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, share it on Facebook, share it on Instagram, share it far and wide. Because when word gets out that they're doing little town halls about Shiloh Hendrix, more money's going to flow into Shiloh Hendrix. And the more attention that they keep bringing to this case, the more and more they cry about Shiloh Hendrix, the more and more people are going to question, where is the kid and where is the kid's family? And I already told you before, I think that somewhere down the line, they're gonna just find a family and a kid and just pretend it's them. That's what I literally think is going to happen. I'm not joking. I'm not over-exaggerating. I think they're going to go out there and find some random kid and some random family and say, hey, this is the family that it happened to. Because they can't provide us with the real family. They can't even provide us with one real picture on the GoFundMe, which is why they were using fake pictures of some other child to raise money. So, yeah, the more attention they bring to this, the more questions people have, and they don't want people asking questions because it's blatantly obvious here that there's something shady going on behind the scenes with this kid and his family. But for now, I want to hear from you guys. What do you all think about this? Let me know down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.